I'll call the meeting to order. Welcome everybody this morning. We've had an opportunity to look at minutes.
I'll make a motion to approve minutes from previous meeting.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve minutes from the previous meeting. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Have the need to amend the agenda to include a discussion with Jeff Frank.
That's the only
one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I'll make a motion to amend the agenda to include that discussion.
I'll second it.
Motion's been made and seconded to amend the agenda. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
I'll make a motion to approve the amended agenda.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to approve the amended agenda. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We're ready for you, Jeff.
Okay, well, what I would like to do is close the road 373rd Street to the west of my lane. It's approximately 3/4 of a mile. We own the ground on both sides for most of the way there and I've talked to Melvin Boos and he doesn't have a problem with it. And I just wanted to know what my options were, or if it wasn't an option, I don't care. I just thought if I can get it closed, it makes Point Rose for me, and it's a dead end road. So I just
What section is that in, Jeff?
section 20, I think 20 or 21
Of Sac Township?
Yeah, of Sac Township. It's 20.
We've done this several times, and with the cooperation of the neighbors. Anytime that we can give up mileage, we're good with that. The process is that we would be approached by landowners. We would then have a public hearing to have a public discussion about the intent and see if anybody has any significant objections to it. For the most part, it's worked out very well. I mean, after we've done it, we really haven't had any complaints. If the situation is right, and this kind of looks like it probably is, it's worked out very well. And if it's helpful to you as far as eliminating Point Rose and eliminating mileage for us, it's a win-win. So we can have that discussion with the engineer to have him look into it and then proceed with the process.
Okay, perfect. And I'll talk to Steve Renzi. Like I said, I haven't talked to Steve Renzi, and he's the only other person that might use it once in a while, and he doesn't have to use it, he just does.
Okay.
Just because it's there.
Yeah, well,
Do you want to mark on one of these exactly where you're
Oh, okay.
proposing so we can give it to him?
Gotta figure out where I'm at even. Okay, this is my place. So the lane is right here. So it would be from here, this direction.
Okay. Try to just X on that.
Okay.
Okay.
You see where I mean?
Yeah. Yep. Boy, that really does eliminate several.
Yeah. It's
Her.
if it can't be done, or if it isn't, it's not a big deal. I mean, we've done it that way for as long as I've been around. So.
Well, it really helps, when it's not through traffic, it's dead end on both ends.
Well, it's only a quarter mile from Highway 175, so it's. If it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. I don't have no pressure on my side. I just thought I wanted to find out if it was at all possible. So.
Well, I think it's.
how far south is the next gravel road, east and west?
A mile or
Oh,
three-quarter
okay.
mile.
So it's
not Yeah,
like
no,
here.
No.
Yeah, it's just it's
Yeah.
less than a month.
Yeah.
Does that one run straight?
Yeah, the next one does. Yeah. The next one south runs straight.
Where did that railroad go?
Well, it went to Auburn and it went to Lakeview. And came
It
up,
went
I
to
think to
Harlan,
Sac,
didn't
didn't it come up to Sac? The one that came through Lakeview and up to Sac? Isn't that
It
spur?
must have looped clear around that, through
Yeah, and it
Carnival.
went to Lake City to Auburn to Carnarvon and then.
Looped up to
Yep, looped up to
Auburn.
Lakeview where the bike trail is.
Well, it went to Wall Lake,
Yeah, no, it didn't go to Wall Lake, it went straight
yeah.
north.
Oh, it went up past
Right.
Whitmore's and up through there.
Yeah, right by Garland Wilson's place
Yeah,
there, right
yeah.
there, you know, out of
And then
north out of Lakeview.
Where Mike Rydell lives,
Mhm,
up through there.
yep.
Yeah.
Part of the bike trail now.
We'll have that discussion when he arrives today, and if he has any questions, we can have him get in touch. You want to leave a cell number or something?
Sure.
Yeah, just sell them up or email. He wants to email, Chuck.
It's, cell number is, you ready?
Yep.
712-830-8551. And it's jefflfrank@gmail.com.
Okay.
No electric lines or any
No.
other line?
There is a telephone line, but, you know, they have easement anyway, so that's not, I mean, that wouldn't be an issue for me at all.
Yeah, they get to keep those.
Yeah, they get to keep those easements, so that, you know, and they just put new fiber in there, so, you know,
Huh.
we're kind
How
of,
deep is
huh?
it? How deep?
Oh, it's deep, yeah. They actually bored, they, didn't dig, they,
Boarded.
yeah, bored it the whole way, so.
Wow.
Who did that?
Breda, we're on Breda,
I wonder,
yeah, I can,
I didn't think Corn Belt was.
you know, I can yell to Melvin, but it cost me to call him if I Because his telephone line comes in from the highway, you know, Lakeview or Auburn, I'm not sure which, I think it's Lakeview. So. But yeah, I don't have a problem with them having an easement through there. The few times that they need to, it'd just be for me and I just wouldn't call them.
It might not.
I'll
only
wait
be
till the
for you.
ground's out, then I'll call them there, this thing's not working.
They can't call you to tell you the rates are going.
All right, well, that's all I have. If you guys are done, you know,
Yep.
take off.
Thanks, Jeff.
Okay, thanks, you guys, appreciate it.
We'll be in touch. Appointment to VA board. What's going on there?
Can't sit on here. Ron Philmeyer's term is up in June of 2015. It's a 3-year term, and he's agreed to remain on the board. He just needs to be reappointed.
I'll make a motion to reappoint Ron Fieldmeyer to the VA board for a 3-year term.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded to reappoint Ron Philmeyer to the VA board. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. Iowa Child Abuse Prevention Program, renewal of sexual abuse prevention contract.
This is a renewal of the contract that we have with the Child Abuse Prevention Program. There's 3 different contracts actually, one for sexual abuse prevention, group parent education, and in-home parent education, and then the agreement to act as fiscal agent for the agency. And there's a tag for every place you need to sign.
I see.
And I need a motion to renew the contract with that agency for those 3 different. And probably what we should do first is we can do the fiscal agent agreement separately, but the other 3 we can do as one.
Okay. I would entertain a motion to renewal of these contracts.
Yeah, I'll also move.
I'll second it.
Motion has been made and seconded to renew our Iowa Child Abuse Prevention Program contracts. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. And then the separate one is that we act as fiscal agent.
I'll make a motion to act as fiscal agent for Iowa.
I'll second that.
Motion's been made and seconded that we act as fiscal agent. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries.
If you want to add to that amendment to the agenda, I was informed by the city administrator that with the passing of Dr. Hopkins in Early, that we have a vacancy on our airport commission, a county representative to the airport commission. And yesterday I visited with Russ Davis from Nemaha, and he's interested in that seat on that airport commission, so.
We've already done our amendment. Can we just put that on for next week?
We can do whatever you want.
Let's just put it on for
Okay.
next week.
All right.
But
Yeah, I talked to him, sorry, he said he'd like to be on the board.
that's good.
Okay. We'll put it on for next week.
Service well there.
Was Doc Hopkins in the nursing home over here?
I don't think he was he?
I think he was at home, yeah.
Yeah.
He had a house here in Sac?
Early,
Yeah.
Oh, in Early, yeah.
I think.
Well, one time he lived in Lakeview.
Mhm. On the roadies,
Yeah.
horseshoe. 92 years old and he's still flying.
Wow.
Really?
Yeah.
Hope he was using a plane.
Well, most of the time, you know. His partner was only 90.
Yeah.
Who was this?
George Mack.
Really?
Yeah.
We should go into recess.
We will go into recess. We'll come out of recess.
Are we supposed to call them or are they gonna call?
You know, I don't know if anybody ever said.
You have the minutes if necessary.
There's the number.
Call them and ask them if we're supposed to call them.
I don't want to get in trouble with Judy.
Well, that's
Jim will take care of it.
a possibility.
Jim will take care of it.
I'd be curious to see how that new guy fits in.
I think they probably swore him in today, I would guess.
Maybe later they'll canvass first. And then,
Oh.
not that that's a big deal. From what I understand, it was a pretty wide margin.
Was it?
Next song.
Like, how was the turnout? I mean, did they have,
If I remember right, didn't he have 300 and some votes? And I don't think anybody else had more than 50.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it was pretty
Okay.
decisive.
He was an independent, wasn't he?
I can't tell you that. Yeah.
Did they have conventions to get a Democrat and a Republican, or do you know?
I remember seeing there was a Democrat on in the ballot. I don't remember if there were what, 3 or 4 people?
Yeah, at least 4 or 5.
I think there were.
was five.
I think there were 5.
Yeah.
But normally in the off times, both political groups would have a convention, and then
Could have came to that.
yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
I think that's the only way you can get on in a special election.
Well, what about the independent? That's just signatures, probably.
Yeah, I mean, but for a political
Is that?
candidate to get on the ballot, you have to go through convention.
We have some drainage assessment things that we got to talk over with Kevin here shortly. Okay. Let's go ahead and call it. in or to the
I
auditor's
think it's
office?
the auditor's office.
Okay.
I don't know what they're.
You can't get there without going through. Oops.
I'm laughing too, so.
You already figured that out, haven't you?
This is section 20 of sanitation.
You're not picking up?
Okay, look into that table.
Everybody's in the boardroom.
Do you have a good number? Is it 7741? Zach?
I think so.
297.
I don't call that I use the extension to get down there. I don't call that number that often. It sounds right.
Okay.
She can't have the whole staff.
No, there's gotta be someone in the office, can't there?
Well, no.
No, no, election day.
Well, that was last
That
week.
was last week.
Oh,
Well, that's just bizarre.
You're gonna miss your 3 minutes if you're not careful.
Did you bug out after you left the meeting?
Yeah,
I
that
don't
was,
know.
there wasn't a bomb or something over there, was
After I left, at least.
Do you have a different contact, Zach?
I'm just gonna look up to see what they have on there. 7741 is the auditor.
That's,
You got a phone in the boardroom, but I don't think that's a different number.
see, I don't think I've ever called
And
them.
they transferred over there. When,
Yeah.
That's just
let, me,
strange.
let me try to call the engineer's office, see if she'll like
Maybe they don't want to talk to us today.
They don't wanna raise those drainage assessments enough.
Too bad.
That's right.
Here we go.
Call them back.
hold on a second, Shelley.
Hello?
Rick,
Yeah, Scott, we were calling your auditor's office
Never
and
mind. I'm just
and
gonna-
nobody would pick
I'll
up.
talk to you later. Thanks.
that's why we're dialing yours and it was busy all the time.
Good morning. We have joint drainage district assessments that we need to talk about. What's going?
Rick, we just have the two of them, 59 and 7 and 195.51.
Okay.
I know, then you have sent over a lot of information for a lot of other ones. Can we
Those are
just go
ours.
ahead and start with ours and then turn it over to you for Renee to go ahead and take control of the drainage assessment in your county then?
Absolutely. Do we need to have the chairman and do our meetings?
Yep.
Organization
Joint board
first.
we do, yeah.
Yes. And is Renee there right now?
She is.
Besides Jim? Okay.
So we decide.
All right, we can appoint our secretary and chair.
I'll move that Gary's chairman and Judy's secretary. We got a motion on that?
There's. I'll second that. Rick Heck from Sac County.
Okay, will do.
All in favor, say aye.
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 Elm County, all ayes here.
Sac.
Renee, did Wayne end up sending this information to you?
Yes.
Okay, great. It doesn't look like there's any waivers on it. Looks like the last time it was assessed was 2010. What kind of interest rate are you thinking of? 5%?
We use 5% on everything here.
Okay, that's fine. I think that's where we're at too on things. So we can go ahead and have a motion.
We want a motion on the interest.
Well, what we're gonna do is, if it's assessment to be due and payable by October 1st without penalty, and it has to be paid otherwise,
This is Rick Heck. I would like to inquire as to why the surplus or sinking fund is quite large, especially on 59 and 7. Our practice over here has been a maximum of $2,500 for a sinking fund.
Hey, Green is in here, I'll let him speak to that, Rick.
Okay,
What I did is I tried to average out from the last time it was assessed. The last time it was assessed and average out how much a year we spent and take by 5 years. So we don't have to make an assessment for another 5 years.
okay. Did you find, Renee, did you find out what we had spent on this particular drain? The last, I got interest here as well. The last time that we were assessed was 2010, and we had about a $12,000 project that we did a repair in the northwest corner of Lytton, which cost about $12,000 in 08, which we collected for in 10. What has been done since that time?
Well, I don't know without getting a file out.
Okay.
We spent, there's $4,200 is what we need. It's the actual amount needed.
Okay. Anybody else have any?
Yeah, I wondered why that surplus was that high, but you're saying, you came up with that figure averaging the cost of since 2010.
Or I see how much is spent in the last year or two. So you only want to assess, Rick, about $7,000 then?
Well, we have, that's been our practice, but that doesn't, I mean, this is a joint deal, and if it's not your practice, then if that's what expenses have been, and you don't want to assess for 5 years, I guess we're okay with that. Just weren't aware of what kind of repairs or expenses that we had incurred in the last couple of years, I guess.
Well, Rick, you're right. I mean, this could be like a crystal ball. We don't know what repairs we can have in repairs the next couple of years and just really throw us into having another assessment. And, if we can save interest rate on them, not holding them for a couple of years, sometimes it looks like our surplus may be a little over, but that's where we've kind of gone in our county. Not only saving work, but to have something there for the contractors if something does come up.
Okay. We're okay with it.
Okay, that's fine. I know it may be
I'll make a
different
motion.
thoughts, but they're good to throw out.
Okay.
I'll make Dean Stock, I'll make a motion to approve the 2 levies for those districts.
Okay?
Okay, now, are we just doing 59 and 7,
No,
or
we're going to do
are we
both
doing
of
both
them.
of
We're
them?
going to do both of them. We can do
Okay,
both at the
so
same time.
Rick made a motion.
Dean did.
Dean did.
I did. I'll second it, Jacobs.
Okay.
Okay, all in favor? Say aye. Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
Aye.
All ayes and sack.
All in here. Motion carried.
Okay.
Okay, nothing more on that. Need one motion to adjourn then?
Are you going to have the discussion? Are these joined as well?
These are,
Yes.
yeah.
Might as well keep the same chair.
Can't we go ahead and proceed with the other page of all those other districts?
Aren't you guys controlling? Shouldn't you guys have the chairman and the secretary for those,
you got
Rick?
to switch now, Rick.
Okay.
Well, they're both joint drains. It doesn't make any difference who's the chair.
Got a motion to adjourn, but this.
Doesn't matter. We can go ahead. That's fine.
Okay, that's fine. Does somebody want to just second to adjourn from these two?
This is Drake. I'll second it.
Okay.
Okay, we got a motion, second, all fair, say aye.
Okay.
Aye.
Aye.
Now, county, all ayes here.
Sack. All ayes.
I'll make a
Okay,
motion.
thank you.
Okay. Well, go ahead and
Yeah.
proceed with the other one then.
I'll make a motion to appoint Rick as chair and Renee as her secretary.
I'll second that.
The most.
We need a second from Kelly.
We need a second from Calhoun.
Second that, Jacobs.
Thank you. The motion's been made and seconded that Rick Heck serve
County,
as
all ayes here.
as chair for the second part of the meeting, and Jim Dowling be the recording secretary. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye. All ayes and sack.
Calhoun, all ayes here.
Okay, thank you. I'll have Renee speak to to the other page here for the other assessment.
What do we want to do about these? What do we want to do about
Basically, there are 3 separate districts that I'm looking at. There's a number of branches in 2 of these districts. That's why there's so many listed.
we can just go
Um,
approval and then approval.
Just keep going there.
The 2, there's 10 and 69, 20 and 119. We figured, I figured that as long as we were cleaning up one branch, we might as well clean up everything that was outstanding in those districts. The same with 9290. The main open ditch, you'll see there's a big amount there. That's what's left over from that FEMA project from a couple of years ago. You know, these haven't been looked at in a couple of years, so the levy amounts are listed at the end of the sheet there.
Are there any questions or
Any waivers, Renee?
No.
no?
And 5%
Yes.
payable by October 1st, penalty?
Yes.
Same as taxes?
Correct.
Doing payable September 30th, okay.
Okay. Any discussion or questions about the assessments on the full page here?
Rick, what did we do on 9290? That one was 50,000. Is that still part of FEMA too?
It is.
Yep.
It is. And that between the state and the Fed, don't we end up with about 85%, so the locals have 15
15,
to
yep.
cover? And
It
so,
ends
so
up-
that's what that is.
And there's some administration costs that didn't get covered in there too. So,
Okay.
All right. Any other questions?
it looks like a lot, but really there's 3 drains. It's just cleaning up all of those branches while we're doing an assessment.
Renee, we do have, this is kind of changing from assessments, we do have the chemical treatment schedule. Do you have that in front of you, that maybe we could do that also, maybe when we get done with this, even though some of these drains are within the same drainage assessment schedule? Do you have those in front of you, Renee?
No, I don't think I've seen it, Judy.
Okay, well, I do. There's a bunch of them for all SAC, and then there's joint ones. So I'll scan it and send it to you, and what we'll do is we'll just go ahead and approve those joint with you, and then you can just approve on your own then.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, I'll get this scanned in.
All right. If we're through with the discussion part, I would entertain a motion to go ahead with these assessments.
Also move.
I'll second Jacobs.
Thank you. It's been moved and seconded. Any other further discussion? Hearing none, I'll call for the question. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Calhoun, all eyes here.
Okay, thank you very much. I guess that'll complete our business for today. I would entertain a motion to adjourn.
Also move, Stock.
I'll second it.
It's been moved and seconded. We adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
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 Calhoun, all eyes here.
Zach, all ayes. Thank you very much.
Thank
Thanks,
you, Rick.
guys.
Have a good day, guys.
Yep.
Bye. Zach, anything else?
Nope, that's it for me.
Thank you, Renee.
Thank you.
The spray piece, you will find out what that is, and then
Yeah.
we'll
Yeah, I don't
take
think,
care of that
I
other
think
way.
I've seen it. I'll make sure I
You've
get
had a
it.
lot on your plate lately.
It could be buried under something on my desk at this point.
Hi, Zach.
How's it going today?
Good.
A warm one today.
It is.
Thank you.
Thank you. I think I had more. A lot of the same stuff for the county crews, placing driveway culverts on Otter Avenue, half mile north of 370th, graveling roads in Sac Township, several tile repairs, still blading quite a bit. Seems like it's taken a long time to get roads into shape this spring. I don't know why, but hopefully this dry weather is going to start healing them a little bit. Some of the heat will be. Replacing a road culvert in Viola, and finishing up the seeding the culvert and ditch repair areas. So, Highway 196 update. Heffron will be reapplying the dust control in the areas that they applied the first go around today. It's generally the same locations as the first time. There's a couple that have been added to the list. Some of the crossroads on the southern part of the project. So, but for the most part, it's the same locations. Found out this morning also that 270th Street will be closing that until further notice. They're actually working on the grading in that area, so getting the road up to grade. And 290th Street that will also be closed for about 4 days. They got some utility work, moving some dirt so they can get power poles moved. So that'll open back up after they get done with that. So otherwise, other on that project, I think finally getting some nice dry days to get some dirt moved and keep moving along. But otherwise, haven't heard anything else on that project.
Question on that. Do you know when they're closing the former the intersection over here?
I do not. I've asked.
Someone tried to tell me it was July 1st.
No one's told me a date. They won't even tell me a range at this point because they're not sure. I told them we need plenty of notice ahead of time to let, number one, the general public know when that's going to close, and we also have a detour to put up as well. So,
Where will that detour be?
Up to 20 and around.
Okay, 54.
I know when I'm headed over to Lytton, I'm not going that far.
I'll be going around that quite a bit. So will you?
Yeah, so I. I'm gonna have to find another route as well. Dust control, as far as that throughout the county, Pro Co-op and Jericho are both planning doing dust control this week. I know they were in Calhoun as well, so they're kind of trying to get that knocked out. It's starting to get that time of year where people are wanting it down, and I think we're finally getting roads into shape good enough that it's going to work out relatively well. So. I think today Pro Co-op is planning on moving in, and I believe Jericho is as well. But hopefully they can get that taken care of before the rain hits, if it does. Did a little bit of looking into Richland 30, that gating of that dirt road. What I've seen was done in the past is first step would be reclassifying it to level C road and notifying all the landowners, making sure they're all on board with that process. I know Mike was going to go down there and visit with them a little bit and see. I know I haven't been down there myself yet, but with talking with Mike, I know there's railroad right of way along there, and the ditches are not very deep. One of the concerns would be is if we put gates up, are people going to try to go around anyway? That's something I guess we want to be able to discuss a little bit with the property owner down there and see what we can do to, it's not real easy to work with the railroad on some of those items, and I don't think we want to go down that path.
No.
But are there any other options to try to minimize the disturbance down there for him? So, but still I guess definitely can work on that, but wanted to discuss with him a little bit on what it's going to serve, and if it's going to remedy the problem, I guess, by putting gates up. So.
It would probably be some deterrent. Hopefully, but we have personal experience where they'll get out into the field, and something like that was happening there too, and that's frustrating.
I know one of Mike's thoughts was, that it's not a real long stretch there. If we graveled that part of that road to make it actual gravel instead of dirt, would that deter people from trying to go down and tear it up because it's not mud anymore? That's one of the ideas that he came up with that we wanted to discuss with the landowner a little bit and just get his thoughts. I mean, the other access out from that place down there is over a pony truss that won't take any loads other than general car pickup traffic. So hasn't been a concern, I guess, that it'd be an all-weather access yet, but maybe that'd be a benefit as well. So, not saying don't want to do gates, but try to see what would work the best, I guess.
I guess whatever would keep the landowners happy, you know, I mean, that's the,
Right.
all I'm concerned.
Well, and I guess the whole thing is trying to keep people, keep them on the road if that's what it's going to be, or keep them out of it if that's what we need to do. So. Last thing on my list here, I guess, is Mike and I will be interviewing 4 candidates for the open equipment operator 2 position tomorrow. We actually got those set up, so we're trying to proceed with that. So.
We had a gentleman come in, Jeff Frank. Maybe explain a little bit. Did you X yours off to show it? He's wanting to abandon from there to there.
Okay.
And he had visited with Melvin Boos, the Renzis he was going to contact, but didn't. As you can see, it traverses several 40s of making point rows, and there's no other owner on it, and so he come in to inquire. It's been our position that any time that we can get owners to agree to abandon, that we
It's less for us to maintain. That's
Right.
not a bad thing. So.
Right.
And Melvin, what was Melvin's position on that? Was he in favor of that, or
I think he was okay. He indicated he was okay
with that?
Yeah.
Okay.
We said that there's a process and that you have a hearing and you
Right.
notify landowners and
Right.
say that we have a hearing date set.
There's one telephone utility through there, but
Okay.
No polls. Do you want to X your, or you can
Yeah.
take that one, or
Yeah, I'll make a next quick on this one.
Vacated from the west to his lane.
to his lane?
And he'll continue to use the rest of
And his lane is right on the edge of that 40 line right there.
Sorry.
Yep. Okay. Okay. I will dig into that as well.
I assume that kind of the first bid is that we go ahead and set a hearing date then?
I believe so. I would like to familiarize myself with it a little bit, but I think you're right on that. I don't know
We
when
have a duty to contact landowners, and
Right.
whether that's by
Have to be a
certified
hearing,
mail or
set up
whatever.
a hearing.
Yeah.
And our policy, once that, if it were to be approved, do we help level the old road?
Well, I'm not sure, and that's one thing I'd like to do a little bit of reading.
I know we have done some of it.
Well, we just abandoned a road southwest of here, between Gene Shrum and
Cars.
yeah. It was a level, it was a dirt road, a bridge, a barricaded bridge, and abandoned it. And they leveled up. Yeah.
I think we leveled part of it, so I guess.
I'll try to do some more
In case
investigation.
landowners ask us,
Right.
what our policy is.
I'll try to see what the policy is and see what we've done in the past and try to follow the same.
Yeah.
Yep, we can definitely look into that.
That's,
Do you have anything else?
Nope, that's it.
Thanks, Zach.
Anybody else? Any other business?
I'll move to adjourn.
Is there a second?
I'll second.
Been moved and seconded to adjourn. All in favor indicate by saying aye.
Aye.
Aye, motion carries. We're adjourned. Thanks, everyone.